This is a new song I put together. I'm going to read the words to you, then I'm going to sing it a cappella, then hopefully you get my guitar and let you hear the music played with the guitar. Before the beginning, after the end, and everything in between. God, by His living word, from this world a people He would purge, leading them by a narrow road. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. God, by His living word, speaking things all have never heard, revealing a mystery Christ would emerge. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. God, by His living word, revealed the problem iniquity had occurred, visiting generations second to the third. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. God, by His living word, from that realm, iniquity was purged, Christ was slain, God's living word. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. God, by His living word, justification, justice would be served, correcting that which had occurred, and injustice His sons did not deserve. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. God, by His living word, mercy and grace, He would serve, love unlimited, He promised, eternal word. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good. That's the words to the song. This is the a cappella tune. God, by His living word, from this world a people He would purge, leading them by a narrow road. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. God, by His living word, speaking things all have never heard, revealing a mystery Christ would emerge. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. God, by His living word, revealed the problem iniquity had occurred, visiting generations second to the third. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. God, by His living word, from that realm iniquity was purged. Christ was named God's living word. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. God, by His living word, justification, justice would be served, correcting that which had occurred, and injustice His sons did not deserve. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. God, by His living word, mercy and grace He would serve, love unlimited, His promised eternal word. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. Before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it to His good. Well, that's the acapella tune. Let me now pause this and see if I can get my guitar and record that. Okay, at this point, I want to give you uh, some of the basic chords and how to strum it. This is for those that I'm going to be sending out to that I know they got a good orchestra, they have people with guitars that can play, and good audio and video equipment that I like to see the song put into living words. You have my permission to do that. I'm going to do it roughly. I kind of did a couple of takes on this, and I haven't got the microphone. I tried my microphone. I tried my headset. I mean, it just doesn't hit it, you know. But I want to give it a good shot here. So it starts off. God by His living word starts off with a G chord. It goes to a C. It goes back to a G. And then goes to a D. So it's like this. That's some of the strumming to it. And it goes back to the G, to the C, then back to G to D. Then it goes from D down to G, C, to D. So it goes like this. That's the basic of that. Each part will be the same way. Now for the chorus part, before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working it two is good. It goes from a D chord. For the beginning, it goes to C. After the end, everything back to D. In between, working G to a D, back to a G. For the beginning, after the end, everything in between. That gives you some idea of the strumming and also that. So let me close out with this, and I hope to hear from somebody that can take this, record it with their orchestra in their church. I mean, it'd be powerful. Hear the living word of it expressed. Yeah, like I said, you have my permission to do this. I don't have no copyrights on this. And if you want to claim it's yours, that's up to you. But I have to claim it didn't come from me. It came from the Lord. He expresses about everything I put out there on YouTube videos. God by His living word from this world, people He would purge. He did. He did for the foundation of the world, leading by a narrow road. Straight is the gate, narrow is the road. Jesus said that. Then one way, truth, and life. Jesus was that way, truth, and life. So that all this occurred now in the mind of God. It was before the beginning, after, and after the end, it would continue. Everything in between embraces it all. He works it all to His good. He did that. He gave a promise before the foundation of the world. So God by His living word, speaking things all have never heard. Remember, eyes have never seen, nor has ear heard, nor has entered heart of man those things which God's prepared for them that love Him. Yeah. Revealing a mystery, Paul's mystery. Christ would emerge. He emerged from the foundation of the world. Christ linked for the foundation of the world. So before the beginning, after the end, everything in between, working to His good, God by His living word revealed the problem. Iniquity was found in Satan, remember? Revealed the problem. Iniquity had occurred in heaven. Visiting generation, second to the third. Iniquity parents is the second, third generation. And he gives into the chorus, God by His living word from that realm, iniquity was purged. He said, Christ said that I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am you may be also. He did that before the world began. He purged that of iniquity. Now we see expressed in time and space in this world now, as he fell, Satan's fell, is fallen, and shall fall. We see that when he's cast down to earth. In God's realm, that occurred all at once. We see it long drawn out through human history. I bring that in my videos. From that realm, iniquity was purged. He prepared the plateau like a good shepherd. Prepared the plateau for the sheep to go up there in the springtime of all the evil that was there. Christ has done that. He's prepared that realm for us. No iniquity dwells in that realm. Though it was, God dealt with it, and His angels fought. For that kingdom was the continuance, which I bring out in my videos. So Christ was slain, God's living word, before the world began. So, by His living word, justification, justice would be served. An injustice occurred, the fall of Adam. God justifies as though we never fell, to the shed blood of His Son Jesus before the foundations of the world, correcting that which had occurred, and injustice his sons did not deserve. We didn't deserve. We could cry injustice, because I come born to the Lord that I might have to go to hell. No, God corrected that. Embrace it. Embrace His eternal fact. All we saw in time, space, and the material world was the manifestation of the eternal fact. So that's more or less the song. By His living word, mercy, and grace, He would serve. Love unlimited, unconditional. His promise, eternal word. Eternal word and eternal fact of our salvation. So God bless you. I hope you guys. I like to hear from some of you that send this out. Or maybe someone here, if I put it out, I might put it out on YouTube. See if someone there could, they have the right to do that. Take this song and put it into music. It'd be awesome to hear it. So God bless you.